Antonio Conte has signed for Tottenham Hotspur. An excellent, excellent appointment. A world-class manager, and fair play to Daniel Levy for getting this deal done, getting this deal over the line, and rectifying a massive mistake from him and the Tottenham board. I just want to start off fairly calmly by saying that this video isn't about ha ha ha. We rejected Conte. He's a Man United reject. We didn't want him. It's not from that angle at all. Some people will read it that way, but I wanted to address that from the top. This isn't a knock or a dig at Tottenham Hotspur in any way, in any shape, or in any form. This is looking at Manchester United Football Club. I can handle not wanting Antonio Conte for footballing reasons to a degree. But the lies that this football club has told over the past 3 years has not only completely ended my want to give them any benefit of the doubt, it's almost made me militant now in my approach to putting the focus on the Glazers. So a report from Laurie Whitwell, one of the most credible journalists on the planet this morning, has confirmed that Manchester United decided to not pursue Antonio Conte. Talks happened between him and his representation, the same very Italian-based journalist that broke the Tottenham news, told us that last week. So for me, it's met with an air of credibility. They decided to not push forward with the Antonio Conte move and sack Oli based on Antonio Conte not fitting the corporate structure of the club. The corporate structure of the club. Forget winning football matches. Forget winning trophies. The corporate structure of the club. That is what Man United were more concerned about. Somebody that might stand up and call them out in front of all their friends, all their journalist friends, all their media friends, all their corporate friends, all the sponsors for not operating like an elite level football club. And I'll read you the quote. I'll read you the quote to what was said in relation to this. And you can make of it, you can make of it what you will. That's completely and utterly up to you, right? That's completely on you. Let me just read this out to you here. This is what was printed. I'm just going to try and get to it now. Sorry, it's not scrolling down my page quick enough. This is what they said. Those who know Man United's executives believe Antonio Conte would have been judged too confrontational for the corporate structure that permits the club. No, because of the corporate structure. This is met at the same time as Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward's ego has got in the way of him wanting to sack Oli. Ed Woodward coming out and quite literally stating that he didn't want another fouled manager on his CV at Manchester United. Why is this being ignored to such large degrees? Everything is on a ratio of 10-1 on managers, 10-1 on players. So the only reason Oli is still here is because they were scared that Conte may rock the apple cart and damage relationship with corporate entities and sponsors. And Ed Woodward's feelings and ego. That is who runs your football club. That is who you have defended in every Moyes out, LVG out, Jose out, Oli out campaign. That's your king. And it is again another certifiable piece of evidence that they only care about making money. Money first, always. This is what I meant about holding back anymore. If you give money to Man United operating in this way, you are the Glazers. You support the Glazers. You enable the Glazers. Whichever phrase you want to use, I don't care. The snake's head must be cut off. all fans, whether you are from Manchester, London, Singapore, Sydney, New York, LA, Moscow, it doesn't matter. If you love Man United, you should not be giving them your money. You should not be giving them your money. It doesn't matter that Antonio Conte, in your eyes, oh, he dodged a bullet, I didn't want him. They didn't say no because of the football, the philosophy, the style of play. They said no. They said no because of money. Because he might damage the corporate structure. It is an absolute abomination to see the club be run this way. It's an abomination. It's an abomination. It really is. This is why Manchester United will not succeed on the pitch to the nth degree. We will not win Premier League titles and we will not win Champions Leagues. Man United are a corporate business first and foremost. Not a football club. They're not about winning matches, and trophies are not the priority. Defund them. I understand that walkouts and protests are a very good start, but it is my fervent belief that as long as you are giving them your money, as long as the cash cow continues to pay dividends and is fruitful and is giving the Glazer family what they want, they are not going to change. They are not going to make the internal structural changes. And how do we know this? Because they told us they did. They told us for 2.5, 3 years, and I hold my hands up. I said, let's wait and see for the fruits of that labor. The fruits of that labor. When you see it is when you go through a period of adversity. Yes, there's been Man United might go for Ten Hag. Oh, there's some admirers of Brendan Rodgers. Blah, 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 blah. You haven't seen any real reports that are like, yeah, Man United said no to Antonio Conte because the style of football that he plays isn't the direction they want the club to go in. They would rather stay with Ollie for another month, 6 weeks to the end of the season to get the very right manager who plays the philosophy of football that fits the club's structural rebuild of over the last 3 years. Where's that report? Nowhere, because it doesn't exist. A journalist would be lying if they put that out. They'd be lying if they put that out. This football club as a board making terrible decisions. This football club has a board and ownership who care nothing for this fan base, nothing for you. Giving money now to Man United is not supporting Man United. To a degree, even cheering on the players isn't supporting Man United. We had Lias on the show the other day that got absolute dog's abuse for saying he wants the club to lose so it embarrasses the Glazers. You're not a real fan. You're not a real fan. Do you know what? I don't care if this gets me attacked outside Old Trafford the next time I'm there. More death threats in my DMs. I couldn't care less. I'm going to say it. I tell you what isn't supporting Man United, what makes you not a real fan, is funding the Glazers that are doing this to our club. That isn't love. That's you putting your own social life above your football club. And that is your choice. That is your choice. But drop me out with this hashtag Glazer out bullshit I see from so many people. If you are not prepared to forego going to games, cancel subscriptions, unfollow the club, maybe not buy any kids a new football kit for Christmas. My kids don't get it. I ain't trying to be no martyr here. I'm not an idealist. I'm not even a big person into protests and talking about how I like to do things. That isn't really me. I don't think anybody has to follow my lead. That isn't the type of person that I am. But I'm sick to death of this virtue signaling bullshit. When it's fashionable, oh, we're Glazer out. When it isn't, you go back to focusing on the managers. I'm sick to my back teeth of it. At the end of the day, like I said at the top of this video, well done to Tottenham for recognizing their mistake, sacking a manager after 4 goddamn months. You know, since Ollie's been at Manchester United, I read something the other day. So this is not my own knowledge, but it's something like Real Madrid have been through 2 or 3 managers, Barca a couple of managers, Tottenham a couple of managers, Chelsea 2 managers, and the list goes on and on and on. All these major clubs have gone through 1, 2, 3 managers each and won 27 trophies between them. I'm not attacking Ollie. And top Reds will think I am. Oh, he's going to Ollie again. No, Ollie is not my focus. He just isn't good enough. But he's only in the job because Woodward didn't want another fouled manager on his CV. And the Glazers are too scared to appoint a manager that is going to upset the apple cart. Do you know what? Antonio Conte isn't toxic. He just demands the best because he wants to win trophies for himself, the club, and the fans. And if you're not demanding the same of Manchester United and you are willingly handing over your money every single week, every single year, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of pounds, you don't love Man United. Not enough, not in my opinion. And maybe you haven't smelt the coffee yet. Maybe you haven't come to that realization yet. You haven't had that enlightenment. But this isn't Man United. Is the club you fell in love with. It's not being run in the right way. And I go back to it again. For all the hashtags, the protests, storming Old Trafford, some of those things are great. But if they're a corporate structure, there's only one way you stop a company from operating in a particular way. You pull your money. Through history, how you make organizations change their methods, behaviors, cultures is by pulling your money. Voting with your wallet. Man United fans have so much control, but for some reason or another are unwilling at this point to do anything tangible about it. And you don't need to arrive at Old Trafford. It doesn't matter what you do. You can absolutely destroy the Glazer structure by not putting your money in. And I'm just sick to my back teeth of this football club. Ollie now has to get past Tuchel, Klopp, Pep, and Conte to be in the top 4. We are effed. And that's a very good example there. That's where the Glazers' mechanisms end up happening. And then it's Ollie that will get the focus. Oh, he's rubbish. He ain't good enough. We said this over 18 months ago on the terrace. And it was never about defending Ollie. It was a case of, but he isn't the problem. We had the opportunity to appoint Antonio Conte. We did. We said no. Not because we didn't think he was a good enough manager or we didn't play the right football, corporate structure. If you are backing that, you are the Glazers. Facts. Facts for me. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Realist here says, we've missed on Poch, Ancelotti, Tuchel, Allegri, and Conte. And by the way, we missed on Pep and Klopp before that also. Pep and Klopp were not in line for Liverpool or Man City when Fergie retired. Just think about that. Pep, Klopp, Pochettino, Ancelotti, Tuchel, Allegri, Conte, Nagelsmann, all have been available to Man United over the past 9 years, and we haven't landed one. The Moyes experiment, cool, I got it. LVG, I got why, but he was past his best. How do we know he's past his best? What's he done since? We then went for Jose, past his best. How do we know he was past his best? What's he done since? Nothing. Every single time we've got it wrong. Now, fans are allowed to get it wrong. You ain't making the decision, peeps. You ain't got the knowledge or the insight or the ability to carry out enhanced due diligence like a football club should. You can't speak to people in the industry. You're not in the industry. It's not your job. It's Woodward's and the boards, and they have fouled again and again and again and again. It's heartbreaking and sickening to see. Klopp said no to United. Yeah, but that's the point. We missed out. We missed out. He said no because he was like, I'm fucking working for them. You all say he rejected. Yes, him rejecting is missing out. What is hard to understand about that? Why did he reject? Not being run right. Structure bad. And this is why I get sick when I see fans go, oh, but you spend a lot of money. We put diesel in a fucking Ferrari. I don't know if Ferraris take diesel. Maybe the Jeep type cars do. But my point is, we're putting diesel in a petrol Ferrari. We ruin what we spend. I would rather not hemorrhage the money. I'd rather not hemorrhage the money. I'm done. I'm out. I'll support protests. I'll share them. I'll encourage them. And we'll see what happens. But my fervent belief, until people stop buying them shirts, cut up them season tickets. Can you imagine how, do you know what statement this would be? What statement? All those old heads, and I respect them, 20, 30, 40, 50-year season ticket holders, all simultaneously cancelling. Walking out, we will not go back and fund you. The message that sends across the world. Will they do it? I doubt it. All the young ones that love a piss up on match day, I get it, boys and girls, I get it. Imagine you don't do it. Imagine you go and spend that money in the local pub. Support a local business instead, eh? I know the international fans would follow suit. I know they would. Because they love this football club. And I think some of the respected, diehard fans have got to stand up here. They won't like me saying it. I got DMs last week from some of them for ranting about the Glazers. They wanted to beat me up. They wanted to meet me in Manchester for a drink and have a chat. Well, look, you can beat me up all you want. That just tells me you know I'm damn right. Plus, if you saw me face to face, you ain't doing shit anyway. Listen, I'm done. Make sure you smash that like button before you leave, people. Make sure that gets done right now. I'm out of here. Glazers out always. Glazers out over any manager out. If your focus isn't the Glazers, if you're pumping money into this club, you are killing